Hello, welcome back to the stream. Good to see everybody. So yeah, doing a little bit of a, well, it's not a late night stream, I guess. It's only like 6 p.m. here, but still an evening stream. So yeah, let's get some work done. Let's see what we can do. All right. Hello, Game Dev Doggy. Welcome back to the stream. Good to see you. New banger stream. Let's see. We'll see if it's a banger stream. Hello, Daily Shadow. I'm sure you get this a lot, but do you prefer C# because of the strict typing, familiarity, or some other reasons? It's basically those things. There's no like performance reasons or technical reasons really why I chose to use C# for the scripting for Gunforged. Mostly it was just personal preference, the ability to organize the systems that I have in the game a little bit easier with abstract classes and interfaces and that kind of thing. So yeah, that's basically it. So I've done a bunch of work. I'm actually getting the board done here. So there's a lot the to-do list here is actually very short. I've been working through it today and yesterday. So one of the big things that I did is I kind of rewrote. Maybe I'll sort of explain this because it's kind of interesting. So I have a loading screen, and I redid this screen as well. So what the loading screen does is it shows up first, and then it will animate. Let's see if it runs. So it's going to animate, and then you'll notice that it gets really choppy, and the reason is because it's actually pre-compiling all the materials. So anything that's going to be using a shader is being compiled in the background there. And the reason for that is to avoid shader compilation hitches that happen during the game, especially during the first run of the game before the shaders have been loaded. So this is my attempt to reduce a lot of the lag that happens during the game, is by preloading all those things. And so I did a bunch of work on this. One of the interesting things that I'm doing is in that load screen, what I'm doing is if I run the game in debug mode, I'm actually parsing the entirety of all the scene files and looking for any scene file that contains any materials that would involve shaders. So like particle process materials, canvas materials, so on and so forth. So you can actually see this here. Where is it? In this parse scene paths to compile. So I'm actually doing a regular expression match against the source code of the scene file, and I'm looking for anything where the sub-resource or external resource is a type of particle process material, shader material, or material. And then what I do is I iterate through all of the scenes in my game, finding any scene that has such materials. And then I'm actually saving the scene path to this pre-compile list here. So this is a list of all the scenes that contain materials that need to be compiled. So this list is going to get shipped with the game. So that way the parsing doesn't need to happen. You know, the parsing only really needs to happen before I ship the game. There's no reason to have the player's computer scan all those files, right? So this list will get shipped with the game, and then this is the list that gets read. So let's see in here. So you had enter state scan files here. It will open up that config file and just get every path line by line and add it to the scenes to compile hash set, I guess. And then it just iterates over that. It creates up to 3 scenes frame, a physics frame, and it will create all those. Then down in here, for each scene path, it will basically instantiate that scene and then look for any GPU particles or Node 2Ds that have any materials attached to them. And then it just creates a Node 2D for those materials. So in like compile material node here, I'm literally just instantiating a sprite 2D with a texture, but then I'm inserting the material that I'm pulling from the scene into there. And I'm doing the same for the particles process material here. So anyway, that's kind of a little bit of a deep dive into how the loading system works. And then of course, everything is freed after a certain time. So after half a second, everything that gets instantiated is freed. And then once all of the scenes that I'm preloading have been freed, then I proceed to load the game. So anyway, I hope that was interesting for somebody, but that's basically how I'm doing the loading. And we'll see how it goes. I think that this pre-compile list is actually a pretty clever thing, because then I don't need to, otherwise I would need to go into all these files and like manually save the resource or the material and then load the materials from a central place. But I think this will work. So, and I'm passing them by reference and not duplicating the materials. So that means that once that material gets compiled, it should be cached. I hope. But anyway, I got my basic saving working. Nice. Very nice. Hello, Felipe. Nice to see you Saturday night stream. Yeah, maybe I'll do these on weekend, because I mentioned not wanting to stream on the weekends, but maybe it would be nice to give some of my audience a different time opportunity to catch the stream live. Hello, Breckheck. Welcome. How would you suggest getting started with learning Godot and GDScript as a brand new user? Documentation or something like CS50 first? Want to really learn the core concepts in code. So I'm assuming you're not familiar with programming generally. So if you're not familiar with programming, what I typically recommend is to learn some basic programming first, because it can be hard to learn scripting and the game engine concepts at the same time. So you probably want to understand the logic of like programming first before then you add into the game dev idiosyncrasies into it. That said, I would recommend, just look up like on YouTube beginner tutorials. I think GD Quest has some good ones. Brackeys has some good Godot tutorials as well. So try those out first, see how you're doing with them. And if it's too much at once, then yeah, I would recommend going and just trying to learn a programming language first and then go to Godot. But if you can manage those tutorials that I mentioned, then I would just continue with that. Hello, Marcos. Welcome back. CS50 is great for intro to CS. In programming, some of the exercises were kind of tough. Good. Please make a Discord. Maybe someday. Problem using config file apparently can run scripts. I mean, this config file here is just a text file. It's not anything that Godot recognizes out of the box. So I don't know how it would run code from here. So anyway, if you do, can I be a mod? I don't know. I don't know if I'd even have mods. Maybe. We'll see. I'm probably not going to create a Discord anytime soon. But anything can change. So anyway, what do we got to do today? So I need to rework this tag your it passive. And I also need to add a confirmation to the quit button for the pause menu. I probably just need to do a lot of playtesting. There's some interesting content that I want to add, but I probably should hold off on content until the demo is actually done, or the game is actually ready for demo. So I think what I might do is, we're just looking through this passive list here. Okay. Yeah, so I think let's just focus on these things here. So I'll just add some more stuff to the to-do list here. This void level, that doesn't need to be done yet. Add a way for the player to bring up the upgrade tree. This is presumably during a run, so I might do that. I need to create an icon. Create icon for the loadout meta upgrade. So that'll be something fun we could do as well. I've got the lowrider spider done, so that's it. I really want to implement like some kind of casino game encounter to the game. Maybe, I don't know. We might get wild tonight. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway. Are there YouTube mods for your channel? No, I haven't needed any mods yet though. But I'll put your name in the running if I ever need it. Thank you. Okay. So let's start with, we need to do this affix unlocks table. So here's a question for the chat to stew on while I'm waiting. So I have in the game, I want to add an affix unlock table where you can go and look at all the runes that you've unlocked. So it'll be like the gun parts table. So what I need suggestions for is, what would a table, so a table is basically anything that's interactable in this little hub area. So this is the gun part table, this is the upgrade table, this is the stats table, which just shows you your basic stats. So what would a table look like to bring up a list of runes that you have and have not unlocked? What thematically would it be like? So stew on that question if you've got any suggestions for me. But in the meantime, let's do this. Add confirmation to pause menu. Quit with different message based on hub or level. So that means that in the pause menu here, I'm going to need a confirmation screen. So when quit is clicked, there needs to be another confirmation screen. So I should probably create a new scene for that. Always UI work to do, you know? I'll just call this confirmation screen. Confirmation screen. So this should be relatively easy. I'm just going to paste that there. I don't need the VBox container. Yeah, I don't need any of that. Title panel container, margin container. Maybe I should have kept that actually. Yeah. Keep 2 of these buttons. This also needs to be the engraved label here. And uppercase. There we go. So just added a little message there. Should probably turn auto wrap on. How do I turn auto wrap on? There we go. Let's set a minimum size for this. Well, I guess we'll set a minimum size for... Yeah, let's just set a minimum size for the whole thing here. Custom minimum size. That looks better. So let's do an HBox container here. Oops. There we go. Okay, we're going to set these both to expand. Container sizing, expand. There we go. So this one will be confirm button. And this one will be cancel button. Cool. All right, that should work. And then this VBox container, Just going to add a little bit of a space here. Sweet. And then maybe I'll do the same here. There we go. Let's take this margin 2D out. Oops. Why is that not aligned? Here we go. Cool. Okay, everything's all aligned. Nice. What if each one rune was attached to like a chunk / fragment of a larger obelisk or some stone thingy that gets built as you collect them all? That's interesting. Instance placeholder what? Yeah, exactly. You're gonna have to find out when I make the video. It's a very useful feature. It's hidden knowledge. Hello, Safi. I've watched all your live streams within the last few weeks, and I found it hilarious that every stream someone just asks GD script or C# or some equivalents. You should just put it in the description. Yeah, I should. I should. Somebody said I need like an FAQ bot or something. So yeah, so there's that. Let's instantiate chain panel animator component. We also want the cursor lock component, and we also want the blocking UI component here. We also want this to be, I don't think I need to do this, but let's do process always, just in case. Okay, so this is the quit run label, and then this one is the quit game label. So let's access both of these. Okay, so we need to conditionally hide that. Maybe this one should say that's fine, I guess. That's fine. Okay, so this chain panel animator component, we want this. I don't need, that can just be called sway drop. Okay. Drop, connect markers, boom, boom. Bring over that marker 2D, marker 2D2, speed scale 2, disable sway, disable rotation, duration 0. Okay. So we've got the confirmation screen set up. So now we got to add some script into it. Scripts game.ui. Let's see if I can do this all without testing it. Private chain panel animator component. Okay, node private ingot button confirm button, and node private ingot button cancel button. All right, that should be fine. So public override void ready. So I'm going to need to set up my connections in there, but then public void set description is, or no, let's do this. Set description to quit game. I don't know. Call it something like that. Private label. What did I call these? Quit game label, quit run label. So quit game label, and then quit run label. Quit game label dot visible is equal to true. Quit run label dot visible is equal to false. Okay. All right, so we got a good setup going on here. Casino boss machine. What does that mean? Oh, I could have a, like, get a bad roll and a boss spawns. Good, Safi, yeah. Oh, mini jam's fun. I've done mini jam before. I did mini jam once, I think. I need to do more mini jams, but I'll do some more game jams once Gunforged is done, and I have some time to do it. Okay, so in the ready method, what do I need to do? Confirm button dot pressed plus equals on confirm pressed. Cancel button dot pressed plus equals on cancel pressed. Private void on cancel pressed. Private void on confirm pressed. So on cancel pressed, we want to do confirm button dot disabled equals true. Quit button dot quit button. Cancel button, I guess. Cancel button dot disabled equals true. Chain panel animator component dot play out. Chain panel animator component dot finished plus equals on animation finished. Private void on animation finished. We're going to do queue free. Okay. Blocking UI component. This needs to allow escape. Cool. Okay. So this is going to play in. So on confirm press, let's do a custom signal. Signal public delegate void confirmed event handler. So in here, we are going to set the buttons to disabled again. Cancel button dot disabled equals true. And then we're going to emit signal name dot confirmed. Okay. So there's the confirmation screen. I think that's everything that I need to do. So here's then here's where the instance placeholder can come in handy. So I'm going to give this a shot. So Fox Shadow, if you're still here, here's the instance placeholder magic. So from my pause menu, what I want to do is I want to create that confirmation menu. So one way that I can, well, in order to create that confirmation menu, I need a reference to the packed scene that corresponds to the confirmation scene, right? So confirmation screen scene. One way to do that is to just load it with your script. So in C# using gd.load, or using the preload function, I guess, in GDScript. You can also create a resource preloader, which is something that I do quite often, which I basically just use as a way of getting those packed scenes loaded up. Or, and I just found this out the other day, what I can do is I can instantiate a child scene here, and I can instantiate the confirmation screen, like so. And I actually need to change this real quick. So I can instantiate the confirmation screen like that. But then what I can do is I can right click on that confirmation screen and click load as placeholder. And so what this is going to do is this is actually going to create an instance placeholder, which if you look at the documentation, an instance placeholder, it inherits from node. So it's basically just a node that contains data about the node that you want to instantiate. sorry, I'm just reading. So this description is interesting, but the real cool thing is this create instance here. So what I can do now is I will do this. I'll rename this confirmation screen placeholder. And then in my pause menu, I can get a reference to that, but it's a type of instance placeholder. So I'm going to grab this. Confirmation screen placeholder. And then I can instantiate that. So when I do the quit button dot pressed, so on quit pressed here, I'm actually going to change this to on quit confirmed, private void on quit pressed. What I can do is I can say confirmation screen placeholder dot create instance, and that will instantiate that for me. And then I would have to cast this now as confirmation screen here, like so. And then I can do screen dot, I can connect to my signals as normal now. So confirmed plus equals on quit confirmed. So that's that basically. So that's the power of the instance placeholders, is that you can put them in your scene so that you can see what they look like. And then if you have a reference to that instance placeholder, you can just call create instance on it, and it will be created right above where the placeholder is. So it will create a placeholder and put it above. And then if you were to do another one, it would put that one below like that. So it creates it in a top-down order, essentially, because it places the created instance just above it. So this is actually really nice, because then you don't have to do like add to tree or anything like that. You just call create instance and boom, everything's done for you. So yeah, anyway, let's see if this works. I doubt it did, but we'll give it a shot. Oh, there's one thing that I forgot. Wait, this doesn't count as a test. There's one thing that I forgot, which is I need to, depending on where the pause menu is being created, here, var pause menu. Oh, you know what? Shoot. I'll just do this in here. If this dot get base level dot is hub equals true, then we're going to say screen dot, or let's do false. Yeah, let's do false. Screen dot set description to quit game. Oh no, I do want it to be true. There we go. Screen set description. Okay, yeah. So let's now try it. Oh, it didn't work quite as well as I'd like it to. But let's take a look at the remote scene tree and see what's going on. So yeah, so you can see that we've got the confirmation screen placeholder here, which is just a node type. And this has now created this canvas layer here, which is the confirmation screen placeholder. So that's working. I just need to figure out why it didn't want to be put above. I guess I'll just make this layer 16. And then there's one other thing that I wanted to do, which is what? What did I want to do? Oh yeah, I want to try making that invisible and see what happens. I had to head out to do something. Do you mind just covering my question really quick again? No, I think you could go back in the VOD and check it out. But I guess I'll give you a quick answer, which is it's just a personal preference to C#. There's no like super secret or super awesome reason why I chose it. You are welcome. Okay, so let's see if this works. Okay, yeah, so that's the other thing, is that it inherits any properties that you set here, it looks like. So that's kind of cool. Unfortunately, that's not super useful in my use case, but I'll just go ahead and set the visibility specifically in here. Screen.visible equals true. Cool. By the way, now I'm taking your C# puzzle course. Awesome. Thank you, Daily Shadow. Appreciate that. How are you liking it so far? Are you sure you want to quit? Your progress will be saved. Quit. Okay, so that worked. What happens if I click cancel? And escape works to dismiss that menu so you don't have to sit through the animation if you don't want to. Sweet. All right, let's see if the run now works. Resume, quit, cancel, resume. So I could do this, quit, and get quickly out of the menu. Sweet. And if I do this, you will lose all progress for this run, quit, and that takes me right back to the hub. All right, quit confirmation screen is done. Okay, so I think I can commit that. Add confirmation screen to pause menu quit. Sweet. Okay, so that's done. What next? We gotta find something else to do about this tag your it passive, because it's really bad. It's not, I mean, it's not terrible. It's just, I need to find a creative way of altering this passive. So let's see. I forgot what it's called. Nearby speed. Here we go. Increase movement speed by 10% for each enemy within 96 units. So that's not a great description. Nobody knows what a unit is. In the code, it's just pixels. So what does it look like if I search for nearby speed passive? Yeah, so what's happening here is it's connecting to the area entered signals. So if I open this up, so it's got an area 2D, this radius is 96, and essentially I instantiate my player. So that's just how the player looks in relation to it. So it, how much? It increases. Does this not even work? Set speed percent modifier. Oh, this doesn't even work. No wonder. I'm just gonna fix it real quick. It was not taking into account the current count. Obviously, this one was very hastily thrown together, but we need to figure out a different way to represent this. So I think gotta think of a creative way to handle this, or rewrite it in some way. Basically, the goal is you get more speed the closer enemies are to you. But is there a better way to rewrite this, or this could even be thrown out and completely reimagined? So I'm gonna have to do some thinking on that. I don't know if there's an easy way for me to offer like a like a visual circle or something, because that would be nice to do. But I also don't want to clutter it up too much. It's already been very cluttered. Okay, so speed percent modifier. I'm curious. I just want to print this. This is called nearby speed. I'm going to go into the game, give myself this nearby speed passive, and I want to see how that actually feels. Oh, did I break something? What did I do? Oh. Oops. I accidentally kept my player instantiated here. Oops. Wow, what an oversight. I was like, what the heck? Why is there two of me? Oops. Okay. Weird that I wasn't able to move, though. I guess the newly instantiated player was handling the inputs first. I suppose what I could do... I wonder if I added some kind of notification for it. Is there a max stacks on here of 1? Yeah. So what happens if I add a notification? I wonder if this will work. If change is greater than 0, floating text manager dot spawn text float. Create or use damage float. I was trying to reuse the text float. Okay, let's not try it. Let's just not reuse it yet. Private. Text float spawn args. Color. Success color. Duration, parent node. Maybe I should assign this in the ready method instead. Parent node is equal to... What do I usually use for this? Oh, I don't even need to provide a parent node. That's nice. Spawn radius text is equal to... So I guess I don't need to do this. Okay. We'll just keep going back and forth. That's fine. Okay, so text equals speed up. I'm just going to see how this looks. I want to see how this looks. So spawn text float, spawn args. Oh, it's going to need a position, isn't it? Spawn args dot position is equal to this dot get player. Why did I do that? Global position vector 2.0. Okay. I'm curious to see what that looks like. All right. My cats were cold. I had to go bury them. Had to go give them their blanket. Pathetic creatures. Not too far in, but I liked your other course. I'm sure it will also be good. Okay, cool. Nice, nice. All right. Let's go get that nearby speed passive. Yeah, that might be too much. How am I going to rework this passive? This is going to be something. This is going to be something. I think I am going to up the bonus though. Up the bonus and then let's also update this 15%. I mean, I could just do the Path of Exile thing for each nearby enemy, but I gotta make this, I want to make this more interactive somehow. I mean, I could just change it into like something like gain a burst of movement speed when you take damage or something. Does this have an evasion tag? It does. Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know how I'm going to rework it. Some kind of movement speed. I liked the idea of making you move faster depending on how many enemies are surrounding you. I think that's a good idea. It's just I don't have a great way of communicating to the player when they're actually getting the benefit from that. So something that's more reactive, like you gain a burst of movement speed after dashing or after taking a hit, is a little bit more... Oops. I think it's a little bit more intriguing or a little bit more clear. Could do like the inverse of it though. It's like your movement speed increases over time, and then when you get hit, or something. Ooh, what about this? Your movement speed increases over a period of time. So it like ramps up over a period of like 5 to 10 seconds, but then it resets after you dash. That might be interesting. That might be interesting. That might be very interesting. I'm gonna try that. Let's sketch it out. Let's sketch it out a little bit. So what we'll do is we'll set up a timer. So let's do this. Private, or no, let's do, well, let's just make it with the assumption that it'll be one, it will only have, it won't be stackable, so you won't be able to get multiple instances of this nearby speed passive. This is probably also going to be renamed, but let's get rid of this area 2D. Let's just boom, boom. This dot get player dot dash manager dot connect player dash manager dot signal name dot dashed callable dot from on dashed. Guess I should call it on player dashed. Okay, let's get a reference to the timer. I'm going to call this private timer tick timer. So let's go ahead and rename this to tick timer. Tick timer. So I have this set to have a 0.2 second wait time and one shot. And the idea is that it'll run 5 times a second, and every time it ticks, it will increment the speed. So let's try this. Private const float max speed percent equals 0.5. So that's 50% increase is what we'll do over time. And we'll do private const float total ticks. We want int here actually. So if we want to do this over 5 seconds, so it's going to be 25 ticks. 5 ticks per second over 5 seconds. So what we'll do is we'll say private const, no, not const, private float current speed percent. Get rid of this process method. Okay, so we'll start the tick timer. Dot start. We also need to connect to that, so tick timer dot timeout plus equals on tick timer timeout. Private void on tick timer timeout. What we're going to do on player dash is we're going to set current speed percent is equal to 0, and then we're going to set the tick timer to start. I think that restarts the timer. It might restart the timer, I'm not sure. Anyway, this is not a thing anymore. Do I need a current ticks value as well? Current ticks plus plus. Current speed percent is equal to float current. Oh, let's do current ticks divided by float total ticks. So that's the percentage of the way that we are through the ticks times max speed percent. Sweet. If current ticks is less than total ticks, then we're going to do tick timer.start again. And then we need to, I need to grab the player velocity component and set the speed modifier here. So we're going to set the speed percent modifier to current speed percent. Okay. Why is it telling me that that's not necessary? Whatever, it's not necessary. Are you kidding me? Okay, I'm going to print this current speed percent here so I can see it ticking up. And let's see what happens. you ever use inherited scenes in your projects? I've heard mixed things about them. Very rarely. I use my levels, like my arena levels, are using inherited scenes. I think that's basically the only thing that's using inherited scenes. The reason the levels use the inherited scenes is because all the levels follow the same formula. So if I go to my dungeon arena, for instance, like, you know, I have this node structure and a tile map layer and all that stuff. There's still stuff that's unique to each arena, but I can easily add that even though it's an extended inherited scene. But yeah, I don't use them very often. I find that it can get very messy very quickly. Okay. That appears to have worked. I'm so fast. And you can see that the ticks are, well, they're not quite correct. Because, for some reason, the dash is not working. Oh, I forgot to reset the current ticks. That's why. So I might need to bump that down as well. A 25% movement speed, especially when it's going to be stacked. I can actually just test it in here. Oh yeah, I'm definitely faster now. So you can see in my output here, it's up to 0.25. If I dash, it resets. I can make it stack probably up to 2 times. That'll be interesting. So I'm getting faster over a period of 5 seconds. Oh, I forgot to add the passive. All right. I think that's pretty cool. So let's update this. Okay. Let's try that. Oh, I need to make it occurrence based now. So the max speed percent times occurrences. Private void update speed percent here. The reason I'm doing that update speed percent here, so that way I can override this. So protected override void. Huh? Increment occurrences, decrement occurrences. Oh. So when the occurrences change, yeah. Occurrences, okay, so let's do this. Occurrences incremented plus equals on occurrences changed Occurrences decremented plus equals on occurrences changed. Did I spell this wrong? Did I spell occurrences wrong? Is it 2 C's and 2 R's? Occurrence. Oh, it is. Look at that. I've heard like composition over inheritance when arguing against them, but I think you can use both. Like they help when you need to make 50 scenes with the same 5 components. Yeah, I think that's true. I think the big thing about the inherited scenes is that you just want to make sure that you leave enough room that you can customize them properly. Like you don't want to include too much in your base scene to where you can't really do anything much differently with the inherited scene. So yeah, there are definitely issues of like changes not getting reflected. If you do any sort of tree operations like move some nodes around, I found that tends to break things really easily too. So yeah, it's kind of they're definitely useful. It's just you got to figure out what the best way to use them is for your project. So if I do update speed percent here, that will then update that current speed percent. Oh, and then it needs to assign that as well. Okay. Perfect. So now that's taking occurrences into account. So if I stack it, I'm going to set this to stack twice. So you get up to a 50% movement speed bonus. I'm just going to get really crazy with the movement speed, which can stack 7 times. I'm going to turn that down to 3. Just preemptively. Okay. So now if I add passive nearby speed, increase movement speed by 25% over 5 seconds, dashing resets the bonus. And if I add another one, it's going to say 50% now. And there's my 50% movement speed bonus that resets when I dash. 5 seconds is a long time in a game like this too. Nice. Okay, that seems much better to me. It's just a much better passive. Because now if I want to make the decision like, oh, maybe I'll just rely on my movement speed, and so when I get the opportunity to increase my stamina, when I get the opportunity to increase my stamina, okay, I'm not going to get stamina, but I could as a player forego that and say, well, I like my movement speed actually, so I actually don't need stamina. Sweet. So overhaul nearby speed passive. And I also want to rename it as well, which yeah, I'm gonna rename this. This might be a bad idea, but let's try it. I'm just gonna call this movement speed build up. Okay. Movement speed build up. Okay. Rename this one to movement speed build up passive. Let that rename. Rename this. Movement speed build up passive. Okay, and then if I go to my movement speed build up passive, I need to rename it here. All right. Let's see if all that got moved around successfully. Okay, it's not working. Oh, it's not working because it's not called that anymore. Add passive. All right, there we go. And it should be working, which it is. See ya. See ya, suckers. All right, that's cool. All right, I'm happy with that one. So I'm going to make one more change here. Rename. And then I get rid of this print. Okay, let's take a look at what we need to do now. So improve boss health bar animation, affix unlock table, let's create an icon for the loadout meta upgrade. I think that's going to be a good one. Okay, so before I create that icon, I'm going to take a quick 2-minute break. So when I come back, I'll draw that icon and then we'll see what else we got going on. Maybe we'll do something fun. I don't know. But in the meantime, while I'm on the break, for anyone watching right now or anyone watching the VOD, please check out the links in the description below to support my work. Any bit helps. You can purchase my courses if you want to learn how to build a game in Godot. And yeah, please check those out. I'll be right back in 2 minutes and then we'll get right back into it. Okay, I am back. I'm gonna go ahead and open up my A-Sprite here. Let's get this icon drawn. So maybe I should show what I'm doing. So the icon that I'm drawing is part of the upgrade table. So here, it's this one over here, geared up. This is the only icon that I haven't made yet, which is weird. I don't know why I just forgot to do this one, but so geared up enables the customization of starting guns at the gun parts table. So I'm going to create an icon for that, but first I have to find where those icons actually are. Upgrade tree. Is it this? Yeah, here we go. All right, 1 second. Okay. So we need to create an icon in this style here. So I think what I'm going to do, or I'm going to try to do, is like a pistol or something. So in here, something like, oops. Okay, we'll try it with that. Just trying to think of, trying to do this in a way that's noticeable. I think, let's see. Maybe this should just come across here. So something like that. Yeah, I don't really know. What exactly to do here, but do my usual thing of just trying to figure it out, I suppose. It's kind of hard to see. This color is not very contrasty. Let's make it red temporarily. I don't know, maybe something like that will work. I guess it doesn't, I'm trying to get too detailed with it, but it doesn't, there's not that much room to be detailed, so we'll just try this. Oops. We'll just try this. Okay, I'm actually going to outline this because I think the shape is decent. And so now that the shape is good, I don't know how I'm going to fill in that part. I guess we'll figure that out later. But now that the shape is good, I think I can start adding some details. The question is, do I make that sharp? No, I don't think so. So that's kind of, I don't know if you can tell, but this little bump right here, that's supposed to be like the iron sights, where the little iron sights are. This gun does not have optics on it. Actually, you know what? I think that shape probably looks better there. And then I'm just gonna kind of shade. Probably will use this color instead. Yeah, that looks good. Either a line going there or a line going there. No, I think this line was better. Okay, and then can probably, yeah, that looks fine. That looks fine. Make that a little bit chunkier. Do I want to make that a little bit chunkier? Maybe I should just remove that. Yeah, that's probably fine. Okay, I think that's good. And then probably do some shading around here. Just an icon, it doesn't need to be that. Doesn't need to be that fancy. Don't know what I'm going to do about this though. That look better with black there? I guess it kind of does. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. That's not enough contrast. That's a little bit better. Something like that. I don't know. It's not perfect, but it's not perfect, but it'll work. I feel like there does need to be a little bit more detail here though, because this is where like the slide goes. I wonder if I could use just the slightly darker. Well, I don't have slightly darker, that's the thing. I do like the kind of shape that that's giving, though. Maybe I should just keep that up all the way up here. No, that's not working. Hello, Cammy. Got to catch a Saturday stream. Yes, welcome. Good to have you back. Yeah, I wonder... Yeah, that just looks kind of funky. But... maybe if I just... maybe it's just too long. Maybe if I make it more of like a little compact thing. If I rounded this off more. This is the part where I just start messing with stuff. You know what? It's probably fine. It's probably fine. Okay, so now for the icon, what I need to do is basically shadow it in with this color. Like so, and then highlight. With this color, it kind of makes it look like it's engraved a little bit. Okay, so that's my icon. So let's go ahead and export that. Now let's see if I remember how to assign this. Upgrade tree screen. It's this one. Loadout selection, upgrade resource. Okay, so I actually need to go to the loadout selection. Here. Copy this. Paste that here. Make it unique. Go into my region here. Grid snap. Bam. Done. All right. Let's run this scene. And let's see what that does. There we go. Geared up. See, it looks like a pistol. It's fine. It's fine. Cool. So there's the geared up icon. Very nice. Very nice. Can remove all of my upgrades. Sweet. I was like, why is my game broken? I was just running that scene alone. Okay, so that's good. So now if I go here, bam, there's my geared up icon. That I guess that technically wasn't necessary for the demo because this is not going to be, none of this is going to be available in the demo, this upgrade tree. It's going to be one of the things gated behind, I guess, the paywall, right? But got a lot more guns to add to the game for sure. A lot more encounters that I want to add, a lot more passives that I want to add. Of course, all the new enemies and bosses that will be coming in the final version. It's basically just going to be developing content from here on out. I don't have any more major systems to do. So that's great. So there's my icon for the loadout selection. All right, let's find something fun to do here. Improve boss health bar animation. That's kind of fun, but is there something really fun that we can do here? Random encounters. Sacrificing a passive is an interesting random encounter that I've wanted to make for a while, where you can maybe not choose a passive, but the table or the encounter will say like, here's the passive I want you to sacrifice, and then get something in return for it. I guess I need to think about that some more because I don't really have a clear idea. Should we make another gun? Bacon gun, cow gun, firework gun, rubber duck gun, a crossbow, energy gun, saw gun. It's a lot of cool guns to make. Let's see what we got in the player passives here. Dashing into enemies deals damage. That's an interesting one. Kind of already covered by the fire trail one. Enemies that die while on fire, spread fire. Gain movement speed when taking damage. I was just talking about that, so that could be a good one. Gain infinite ammo when taking damage. A minion that suplexes enemies. Apply charms to an enemy. Twin gun statuses. Enemies that are hit while bleeding. There was one thing that I wanted to do, which is have some kind of bonus. Like gun, what was the word I'm looking for? Like gun set bonus. So if all the gun parts are of the same type, you get some kind of bonus. That's kind of a new feature, but I was thinking about just making it the same bonus for every gun and doing something interesting like duplicating the effect of all the affixes on the gun. But that could also just be put into an affix. Like I could have an affix that says, like, it duplicates the effect of the passive in the first slot. That would be an interesting affix, I think, to do on. Let me write that down. Duplicate the effect of the first affix. And then this could stack as well, so you could have multiple of these runes. And so you could like do multiples of 2 every time. So if it was a poison, let's say, it would be, okay, well, you can now have 2 stacks of poison from just the 1 poison rune. But then if you got another one of these runes, then it would multiply by 2 again. So it would be 4 stacks of poison just from a single poison rune. So with 3 runes total, you can get 4 poison stacks. The only other way to do that would be to have 4 poison runes, so it's more economical. But then if you got a third one, now you're talking about 8 poison stacks, right? So, and that could be interesting to apply to any rune that supports stacking. But that would also probably be very difficult to implement. I'm not gonna lie. That would also probably be very difficult to implement. But that would be a fun one to work on. A hypno gun that gives a chance for a mob to join your side for a set time. I wanted to do something like that, Aaron. But the way that my enemies target the player is like hard-coded everywhere, I think. So if I look at my rat. Where's my rat? Yeah, so in here, it's just looking for the player here. So this would need to, like, I would need to update the logic on all these enemies to be able to conditionally target either the player or a random enemy in their midst. And then there's the question of, like, when should that actually apply? Because if it just applies on hit, then you could just hypnotize the entire arena. So it'd have to either happen a % of the time or after every X hit or something like that. Also, hi, I'm new. Yeah, welcome, Aaron. It's good to have you here. Good to have you. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, but I do think, I mean, I'm kind of tempted to do this one just to see how difficult it is. It could be kind of fun. But the other thing that I want to do is maybe work on a different gun as well. There's a rubber duck gun that would be really funny. I've already got a gun that shoots like yellow things though, and that's the banana gun. Cow gun. The crossbow could be interesting as well. Cow gun would be funny though, wouldn't it? Alright, let's do the cow gun. I'm in game dev mode, so yeah, no worries. A lot of people like to lurk on this stream and work on their game dev projects. It's a nice chill, like, study stream. Except we're not studying, we're making games. So let's make a cow gun. Every time I have to want to make a new gun, I have to refresh my memory on how this works. So I think what I need to do is go to assets gun. I think I've got a template. Yeah, I've got a template here. So I can save this. Let's create a new folder called cow. Sprite, canvas size. Let's just give myself plenty of room here. Oh gosh, the magazine is going to be udders, isn't it? This is also going to require audio, which is going to be fascinating. Working on my first game for the last 3 years. Oh yeah? Tell me about it. What's your game about? The udder for the trigger, yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with drawing this. Obviously, it's going to be like a black and white. Is it just going to be black and white? Or I guess I could use brown spots as well. So the receiver. So the receiver is basically just going to be big like this. Maybe I should try to make it look like a cow somewhat. I mean, obviously I should, but I don't know how feasible that's going to be. So if I do like this, so this would be like the receiver here. Maybe I won't quite do black spots. Maybe I'll do, yeah, something like these will work better. Okay, there's my cow. It was my cow body anyway. Okay, so there's the cow body. Now we need a big head for the barrel. It's a 2.5D 8-bit Game Boy voxel RPG that during the game and the story you have to restore the world's color, turning into a 16-bit SNES game. Oh, interesting. What do you mean when you say voxel? Is the world destructible, or is that just the style? That's the art style. That does sound really cool, though. 3D world. Right, because it's 2.5D, so... How does a cow look? Does a cow look like that? I think so. Since it's a cow, female cow, it can't have horns. So it basically just needs big floppy ears, right? Do cows have big floppy ears? No, they don't, do they? They have like... do I have to look at cows now? Okay, they got ears that come out like this. Oh, is that the Chick-fil-A cow? Got like cows coming, or cows, ears coming out of the side. So they're not really floppy, are they? They're kind of just straight out. Fascinating. I actually don't know how I'm going to draw that then. That works. Okay, that'll work. Now I have to figure out what to do with the eyes. Oh, goodness. That looks ridiculous. I don't know how I'm going to draw a big cow eye. All right, maybe I'll start with the snoot. I mean, I guess something like that. I don't know. I don't know. I've never drawn a cow before. Made with voxels, so the tile sheets I made can be 3D and pixel perfect. Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense. Well, that sounds cool. That sounds really cool. Is it nearing completion, or is it... Because you said you've been working on it for 3 years. Oh my gosh, my cow drawing skills. My cow drawing skills are just not there. If I do this... That'll work. I just need some way to draw the eye now. I wanted to do like white eyes, but I realize now that that's not going to work. Unless I do something like this. No. No. Oh man, this is a struggle. The heck do cows even look like? Yeah, their eyes are like mostly black, so their face is mostly black too. At least these, what are these ones called? I guess Holstein. Should I just make the whole face? No. Well, we'll just do that for now. Maybe I'll get some inspiration later and figure out how to do this. Oh my gosh, that looks so bad. Oh goodness. The eyes, it's the eyes. The shape doesn't look too terrible, but my goodness. Okay. That looks so bad. Oh my gosh, that doesn't look like a cow at all. Whatever, we're gonna roll with it for now. So I think, yeah, I need to change the body here. I think the body needs to more clearly come up like that. Maybe I should just get rid of this entirely. Shift that over.
The head needs to be kind of like, okay. So there's going to have to be a different positioning. There's going to have to be different positioning for the head. Depending on... Well, yeah, it'll just have to be different, I guess. Or I could get rid of this. Oh my gosh. Okay, fine. It's fine. Good enough. All right. We're mostly just interested in getting this working. And then I'll come back and I'll fix up the art. That's the barrel. Magazine. Yeah, please share. I mean, I don't know. I'll have to, I don't know if you can put links in the chat. You might get automatically blocked. But I would love to see any media that you have of it. So if you can point me in the direction where I can see it, that'd be dope. 80% done with the first region on the world map. Nice. Need to add a huge udder. Yes, sir. That's the next step. I had to draw a cow in pixel art for my game and it took a while. One of the hardest things to draw, strangely. Yeah, it's like you forget what a cow looks like as soon as you try to draw one. It's kind of funny. Anyway, udder time. The thing is, it has to be a huge udder because otherwise you won't be able to see it. Now I gotta figure out how to do the... Oh gosh. It's just... I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Okay. That looks like an infested, like, fungal growth of some kind, rather than what it's supposed to look like. I'm supposed to outline each of these. No, I'm not supposed to outline these. So this just needs more contrast. So I think what I'll do, what happens if I reverse some of these colors here? So if let's just make that red for now. If I make this paler in the back, make that lighter, and then I can make these ones pink. Because the problem is if I do this, then it just kind of doesn't look like anything. Maybe I could outline. I mean, I guess that kind of works, huh? I don't have a whole lot of pixels to make it look like super... super good, but what does it look like if I would just outline it? I mean, it's kind of passable. It's kind of passable. Needs to be visible behind the back leg, then it will work. The problem is that this udder needs to be able to be placed on other guns as well without looking bad. Like this is part of the cow. This is the cow magazine. So like this has to be able to go on any other gun. So is the cow going to shoot bottles of milk, or is it going to shoot mini cows? That's the question. I think bottles of milk would be hilarious. Could shoot real cows too, but the thing is that the type of bullet that gets shot is based on the magazine that you have on your gun. So if you've got a bone magazine in your gun, it's going to shoot bones. And so if I have an udder, it kind of doesn't make sense for the udder to shoot cows. Like if I were to make a gun that shot cows, I would make it more of like a mechanical gun that like it generates a new cow every time you shoot, right? But this is like a cow that is functioning as a gun. And so it kind of makes more sense in that scenario to make it shoot bottles of milk or something. I mean, I'm talking about what sense making a cow gun makes. I don't know. There's no sense to be found here. That head is just so bad. I'm definitely going to need to fix that one. But no worries. Let's round out the behind a little bit more. Okay. I don't know if I like those colors for the udder down here. Should I make it more purple? No. I wonder if this would be a better color though. Nah. Yeah, I don't really have many color options, so we'll just stick with that. Okay, now if I recall correctly, I need to do this. File, scripts, export layers. Only visible, yeah. Okay. Not test gun generation. What did I have? I had a way of creating guns easily. I forgot what I called it though. Generate gun inherited part. I think this is it. No, but I'm getting closer. Generate gun template. Here we go. There we go. All right. So this is a little tool that I created that sets up all the scenes and everything that I need for creating new guns. So I should be able to run this and just type in cow and then hit create and quit. And what that should have done is that created, it created the resource files for me. And then it also created the scene files for me. So now I can go in and actually do all this stuff. Cow. So cow barrel. So that's fine. What we're really interested in is these here. So cow barrel. I'm going to put the barrel in here. Boop. Offset. Let's take it this way. We're just going to have to see how this looks, basically. The magazine now. So, cow magazine. It's kind of annoying how I've got this set up, but there's the magazine here. Actually, you know what? I want to turn off. Turn off. Oh, I did turn that off. Okay. Okay. This, we'll just put that basically right down the middle there. So the front position here, this is a little bit iffy, but put the front position right there. That's where the bullets are going to come out of. It's fine if it's a little bit offset. I think the math is still done correctly to figure out where it's supposed to launch the bullet. I think these are fine. So the thing that we're really after now is this receiver. This is where everything kind of comes together. So in here, I'm going to put the cow receiver. And I need to look at something as an example. So if I look at my Moss receiver, so this is kind of, so the end of it, it's kind of past the Y, or the past, it's down the negative X axis. And then we've got these hand positions here. So what I probably want to do is do something like offset that a little bit so that the rear is coming out, center it like so, and then the magazine connect position goes right down here just about, And I can actually test this by doing the cow magazine, instantiating that and seeing where that's going to land. Then I can move that over. So now that's the good position for that. And then I'll do the same for this front position here. This is where the barrel connects. So let's do cow barrel. And that almost looks correct. I think it's mostly incorrect because of this positioning here. Okay, and does this roughly look the same now as the orientation that I had in here? Yeah, I think it's exactly the same. Cool. Oops. No, that was right. Okay. Okay, so that's my... Do I rename these things? Yeah, so this is going to rename to cow receiver. So that's relatively quick to create a new gun. Of course, I need to do all the particle effects and I need to do the bullets still. But the way that it is currently, it should just work now in the game. I don't think I need to do anything else. I think it's just going to appear now. And then I can edit the base stats of that gun by going to the cow resources here. So I can change my bullet speed, bullet angle, cow magazine, all this kind of stuff. Cow receiver, ammo capacity multiplier, bullets per second multiplier, damage. Okay, let's just go ahead and see what this looks like in game now. Are you guys ready for the cow gun? Obviously we're not done, but I should be able to go to the parts here. Look at this, there's our cow parts. They're locked. Okay, so how am I actually going to give myself the gun? I guess I can go in here. I'll just put it in my save file. Let's see what this looks like. And boom, there we go. We got our cow gun. With the really not so great face. The hands are not in the right position. I forgot to move those. So the hand left position, it's gonna have to go like underneath almost. There we go, that's fine. So it's like you're grabbing the cow by the feet. So there's the cow gun. It's implemented a little bit. How annoying is this going to be when the cow has like it just moves every time you shoot? Let's create a bullet for it though. Let's do some. Let's do a bottle of milk or something. I'm gonna commit what I have though. So yeah, I mean that didn't take very long at all to get the gun functional in the game. But there's still, like I said, there's still more to do. So do I usually create? Yeah, I can create the bullet in here, so let's create a new file, or a new layer rather, call it bullet. And the bullet here, so we want a glass of milk. We want a glass of milk. So it has to be facing to the right, but I'll rotate it in a little bit. So we want like those, well, what does like what does like a milk jar look like? Yeah, so it's like this. So it's tapered at the top a little bit. So I had the right idea, I just tapered it too early. There we go. Is that big enough? Yeah, that's big enough. Okay, so there's our milk jar. What I want to do actually is Well, our jar's not quite finished. It's got to have a lid. I'll add a lid to it, but what I want to do is try to make this look like glass a little bit. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but we'll give it a little red. Yeah, like give it a red cap. Doesn't milk sometimes have like a red cap on it? Wonder if I inverted these colors. That doesn't look quite right, does it? This doesn't look right either because it's not. The blue looks all right. No. Yeah, I guess that's probably fine. Yeah, we'll see what that looks like. I'm not entirely sure that this is going to look superb, but it's just a bullet, so. That looks better, I think, with the flatter bottom. Yeah. Okay, well, we'll see what this looks like in game, I suppose. Okay, now I'm just goofing. All right. Wonder if another darker color would suffice. Problem is I don't have a lot of color choice here, so it's kind of hard to make it. I mean, I could just make it all white, but then I lose a lot of depth. That's why I'm trying to introduce this other color here. I mean, something like that could work. We'll try it with the way I had it here. I'm late, but better time for me. Oh yeah, I might start doing some more evening streams on the weekends specifically. It's kind of fun to hang out, but we're gonna try to see if we can get this bullet going. Export layers. Boom, boom. Okay, so now I need to create. So where's the moss bullet? Moss bullet. So I think I am using instantiated scenes here. So scene, new inherited scene, component, bullet. Is there a bullet component in here? Yeah. Bullet component. We're going to save this as game object bullet. Cow bullet. add child node sprite 2D. Search for bullet, drag that on over. Oh, I need to rotate this. Oops. Okay. Align to direction, we'll turn that off. How do I add banana bullet? Is there a way to add rotator? Yeah, rotator component. Rotator component. This just allows me to change the rotation. Clamp. What does clamp do? What the heck? Clamp. Oh, I see. It chooses either the min or max direction. Okay. Or min or max rotation. Rotate over time, yes. Randomize rotation delta, yes. Well, we'll see what happens. Is that just going to automatically work? That's the question. Is that just going to automatically work? I think it looks up the bullets by... Well, maybe not. Oh, it does. Look at that. Okay, I need to add a... Right, I need to add a shape to this. New shape cast, or circle shape, I guess. 6 is good. And I'm going to add a collision shape for the... I'm using character bodies for my bullets, which is probably not great, but it's the easiest thing to do. Okay, let's mess with some stats here for this cow. So cow barrel bullet speed, let's do 275. Bullets per shot, let's do 1. Bullet angle, let's do kind of a wide angle, 35. Cow magazine, let's do 8 for the ammo capacity. Let's do 300. I'm just guessing, by the way. These are not... I'm just trying to, like, put some numbers in that are unique. Bullets per second, 5. Let's do 4. No, 3.5. Then the cow receiver, bullets per second multiplier, ammo capacity multiplier. Let's do a 1.1 ammo capacity multiplier. Damage. What is this damage? Do I have to put a damage in here? 6. Okay. Well, that's what the banana does. Cow barrel. So damage, let's do 7. Bullets per second multiplier, let's turn it down. We'll turn the damage per second multiplier down. Or bullets per second multiplier down. Which means I could probably get away with turning the damage up a little bit more. Alright, let's see. I just put in a bunch of random numbers. Okay. I should be able to relatively easy make an impact scene for this as well. Duplicate this banana impact. Call it cow impact. Oops. I need to go to my cow bullet and now assign that. So that will give me a little impact particle when the bullet hits the wall. There we go. So now it just doesn't disappear. Okay, now let's create the muzzle flash. Standard muzzle flash. Let's duplicate this. Call it cow muzzle flash. This is going to be relatively easy. Make unique recursive. Make unique recursive. Make unique recursive. I'm just going to try it with just this one first, though. The display color curves. We're going to get rid of that color initial ramp. Call this cow muzzle flash. It's just going to be white burst. So let's go ahead and see what that looks like. Nice. Okay, well there's your the cow with the dumb face and the udder. Now the question is, what does the udder look like on other guns? So there's my shotgun with an udder now. Oh my gosh. That's disturbing. I wonder if I can make this a little bit better. I just move this over. Oops, that's the wrong one. It's so hard to get this shape right. I'm gonna have to... Yeah, I'm gonna have to think on that some more. Figure out how to make the most out of these pixels here. I wonder what this looks like. So there's the cow. The cow head on the shotgun. What does the cow receiver look like with a bunch of other things on it? Oh my gosh, that is an abomination. Wow. Wow, that's dumb. That is ridiculous. With the little bottle cap. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's probably the most ridiculous configuration that you could get. The cow receiver with the worm magazine and the sniper barrel. This is unreal. Well, so there still needs to be sound effects added and everything, but I think that's basically it for the cow gun. I mean, I need to sit down and like really focus on making the art good for that head especially, and work on the udder a little bit more. But yeah, for all intents and purposes, that cow gun is done now. So I'm gonna go ahead and commit my changes, add effects and bullet for cow gun. Okay, well, that'll be it for this evening's stream. So I want to thank you all for watching. Thank you all for hanging out. Welcome to the new viewers as well. And once again, if you'd like to support my work, please check out the links in the description below. You can purchase one of my Udemy courses, or you can do something as simple as liking, subscribing, watching my videos, signing up for my email newsletter at firebelly.com. All that stuff helps a lot. So thank you all for being here. It was a lot of fun, and I will see you in the next stream. So have a good day.